to leverage the goals that mentees have shared with you in that matching survey. So this is going to help you act on student provided data individually and also in aggregate, and then allow you also to monitor the mentorship journey based on some patterns that we're seeing related to goals, right? So a little context again about where the mentee goals come from. On the survey, they're asked, what is one longer term goal you'd like your mentor to help with? And they have a series of options that they can select from. And that is generated in your dashboard. You can see it visually. You can also filter on it, which I'll show you here in a minute. But then I'll also show you how it shows up for the mentors as well, because they have access to this information. So let's hop into the dashboard once again, and we're going to take a quick look at, we start on this main dashboard page. You're going to want to scroll down kind of the midpoint, and we're going to click on participant traits here. So on this participant traits, there's lots of great information, but we'll focus on this top bar graph, which is the mentee goals. So here we can see that in this program, the majority of our mentees their top goal is succeeding in classes, right? Followed closely behind by managing stress and self-care. So this can help you to visualize a bird's eye view of the top goals that your students have indicated in the program. That could help you think about potential webinars that you might want to host or workshops that you might want to host, or also what gaps in resources available on your campus, or even providing them information about the resources that do exist on that campus, events that are happening on your campus that are related to those items. This is an interactive chart, so you can actually click on any of these bar graphs, and it will take you directly to the participants page and pre-apply some filters on here for you. So the mentee and their goal on here. You can always start directly from the participant goal or for the participant page, I should say. If we clear the filters and click filter participants, you can also find the same information directly from here. So if we selected the participant type and clicked on mentees, we're going to scroll down and you'll have the option now to select the goals. So you can understand and drill down a little bit further on those goals. So say, for example, you know that there's a career fair coming up and you want to see, okay, which of the students in this program have indicated that preparing for a job or an internship is a top goal that they have. You can do that by selecting that goal and hitting apply. You might further want to refine some other things if you want to, but you absolutely, if you're just interested in knowing about the goals related to preparing for a job, internship, maybe there's a career, like I mentioned, career fair, or there's a career closet to prep for things, you can find those individuals this way. Also have the ability, as always, to export these filtered results here. And it will generate that export, a really great CSV file where you have that contact information. So you can, again, quickly email these participants, inform them of this opportunity. So for example, you can let them know when you registered for this program, you indicated that you wanted help preparing for a job, preparing for an internship. So I just wanted to make sure that you saw this opportunity. So really the sky's the limit when it comes to using these goals and understanding a little bit more about what goals your mentees have indicated on here. I mentioned or alluded to the fact that while it's on your dashboard and you're able to not only visualize it in a bar chart, filter for it on the participants page, but the mentor is also made aware of their mentees' goals. So I'm quickly going to hop over to the participant view. So you wouldn't have access to this view because this is the mentor dashboard. But when they log in, and they're matched with individuals, they have the ability to click on a particular mentee, and it will let them know what Eddie's goal is that they indicated for the matching survey. And then it also generates some options for resources, so some suggested resources that they can review in advance of a conversation with their mentee. They click on see all related resources. It's going to pull in all of the preloaded resources that Mentor Collective has attached to your program that are related to this particular goal or tagged with this particular goal. So say, for example, Eddie's goal is to succeed in classes, then maybe they want to talk about time management and organization. So this particular mentor can review the information prior to that conversation. And I'll also point out that a lot of these resources do point to other services on your campus or other offices, departments. So there's a lot of great resources there for the participants and for the mentors to be cued in of, oh, we were talking about these things, but there is a resource available on my campus that I might want to share with the mentee as well. They can also copy the URL to email directly to their participants or their counterparts, and so that's available to them. I'll pop back into your dashboard, the partner dashboard, because you have the ability to also see these resources. So while they live in the participant dashboard and they use it a lot, you can also filter the resources by mentee goal as well. So you could filter for time management, see the resources that are available to participants, review the content of those resources, and you also have the ability to share directly with mentors or with mentees with that URL. And I'll pass it back to Shannon to talk about some of the strategic application with mentee goals.
Yeah, thanks, Lydia. So to bring it back to the framework, the 6 elements that make a successful mentorship program, when we're focusing on mentee goals, we're talking about being participant-centered. This is mentees giving us giving you this information and saying, this is what's important to me. This is what I want to accomplish. So we're really, you have the ability to really focus on what they want and connect with them in an authentic way. Also, just because I have been around a while, I know that a lot of the campuses and folks represented on this call probably have fostering a sense of belonging as a major element of having a peer mentorship program. We want to create that sense of belonging, and there are multiple ways of doing this. This is not a paid endorsement, but if any of you know about this book, it is The Impact of Sense of Belonging in College. One of the editors is Gavin Henning, and I had the opportunity to hear a keynote from him at a recent retention symposium. And he talked about there's different types of belonging, right? If we want to establish or foster belonging, we can think about it in different ways, and the goals come into play here. So Lydia, if you'd click on that top goal, the one that's about academic success, these are all students saying that academics are important to them. Lydia, if you'd go to the filters and just expand the major filter, one of the ways of establishing academic belonging is to give students opportunities to take part in discipline-based activities, giving them discipline-based opportunities. This is how easily you can find what students for whom academics are really important, and figuring out what their major is, what school they're in, or what a discipline area that they intend to work in or to have their education in. I can promise you that those disciplines have some sort of engaging opportunity, whether it's undergrad research or a club and organization specific to that discipline. This is great to share with the students to give them specific information about that for the mentees directly, but more strategically to reach out to the leaders, whether they're student leaders or faculty leaders or department leaders, to say these students have indicated academics is really important to them, and we know that establishing belonging within your department is going to be great if you invite them to those opportunities. So again, it narrows down our audience and the people who are most likely to say yes and take advantage of those student success opportunities. The same thing, social belonging, that's when we can have identity-based opportunities. You can do the same thing I just said with majors, but instead of majors, you would look at hobbies. I think it's above it, Lydia. I just tested it myself. So right, if you have clubs and organizations and opportunities for students to engage based on the things they like to do and the way they identify, this is another way of narrowing that down and being really specific and targeted by inviting the students directly who have said this, but also letting the leaders of those clubs, organizations, various opportunities know about them. Again, all of this information is available in detail in the export, in the matching survey export, because that's where we ask about these types of things. But that would be a different application, right? To look at it all in the same place. So that is making or using the mentees' goals to be participant centered and hopefully get students engaged in other ways.
Awesome.